You guys often ask me about affordable German drugstore skincare recommendations, so I figured out that I would take the opportunity to talk about the new-ish Balea Beauty Expert products. Not because Balea is outstanding or the Beauty Expert products are one of a kind, but because it's a pretty concise collection that offers interesting ingredients at a very good price point. Balea itself has been around for decades. They were founded in 1995 as in-house brand of the German drugstore DM and offer around 450 different hair, skin and body care products. They usually cater to a younger audience, not the money-heavy aging demographic I belong to, but I have both used and recommended them when creating skincare routines for others here in Germany. The Beauty Expert line has Geek Gorgeous or the Inkey List vibes, and we all know how much I love these brands, so let's take a closer look at what they offer. As always, there are some great items, but also some you might want to pass on. If you're new here, welcome. I am Dr. Anne, a physician passionate about skincare and well-aging. Developed specifically for the different skin needs with a special focus on effective ingredients. Balea Beauty Expert is formulated by the rules of the Balea Clean Beauty Guide, meaning we will not use controversial ingredients. This is obviously a rough translation as the website is only available in German. The Clean Beauty Guide already gets points off in my books, but at least isn't plastered all over the packaging. The only free from claim I could find is the free from microplastic label. At this point, the line contains 7 different products, out of which I have the 5 for the face. There's also a body cream gel with niacinamide and a 5% AHA peeling body lotion that were sold out when I went to DM, so they might get a review on the blog to a later date. Speaking of the blog, the reviews in this video will be short ones for time's sake, so if you want to learn more about the individual products, there will be in-depth reviews on the blog, which will be linked in the description box. All products are vegan and fragrance-free. Let's start with the only cleanser offer, the Balea Beauty Expert Peeling Cleanser. I admit I was a little confused when I realized that the only cleanser was a peeling one with AHAs, as you know that I don't advocate for daily exfoliation. When you take a closer look though, I wouldn't expect any real peeling action from this product, so it makes a little more sense. The 0.8% AHA it contains is lactic acid, which, depending on the pH, usually needs concentrations of around 4% to act as exfoliant. And that is speaking for leave-on products. The polyhydroxy acids, present at 3%, are very, very gentle exfoliants and can be used in concentrations of up to 20%, so you won't get a strong exfoliation from them either. I have a whole video dedicated to them here for further information, but in short, while they will do what other acids do as well, reducing hyperpigmentation and evening out the skin, they also act as humectants and as antioxidants. A good addition for sure, but at 3% not something I would turn to if I want exfoliation, if you get what I mean. It is a firm gel texture and looks a little cloudy as it is not clear. It's easy to distribute and doesn't foam up much. I have tried removing my eye makeup with it, even though you're not supposed to use it all around the eyes, and it really isn't well equipped to do that, so I would use it as morning or second cleanse. Other than the acid, it contains panthenol and aloe vera for soothing the skin, different humectants, but no hyaluronic acid or glycerin, and inulin, which is a prebiotic. It leaves my skin feeling clean and hydrated and is a cleanser that I thoroughly enjoy, especially at this price point. I know what you think. The packaging and the name of the Balea Beauty Expert Liquid Peeling 2% BHA reminds of the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, and really even the ingredient list sounds pretty similar, with both using green tea extract as additional antioxidant and featuring a pretty short ingredient list. The Balea version uses propanediol as main solvent though, it is listed before water and has added glycerin for hydration, and while this sounds nice in theory, it leads to the texture feeling a lot more oily on the skin. You know that slightly silky feeling that Paula's Choice gives you? The same, but not slightly more full on, and for me personally too much despite the watery clear texture. It doesn't cause any irritation and keeps my skin congestion free just as good as the Paula's Choice one does. So if that silky feeling doesn't bother you as much, it is a great alternative as it is much cheaper. There is also only one serum step, the Balea Beauty Expert Calming Serum with 0.3% ceramide complex. I think it makes sense to add a calming serum into the line, as the potential actives, the exfoliating acids and retinoids are present in the cleanser, the toner and the night cream. After all, inflammation and skin irritation are important factors when it comes to premature aging, and ceramides are part of the skin's outermost layer, creating the skin barrier you surely already have heard of that prevents transepidermal water loss and reduces irritation. The serum uses ceramide NP and ceramide NG, 2 of the 9 ceramides present in the skin, paired with linoleic and linolenic acid as well as phospholipids. There's also glycerin as humectant, no hyaluronic acid, which is red these days, and sweet almond oil as additional emollient. The prebiotics mentioned on the bottle are inulin and alpha-glucan oligosaccharide, both sugar-derived and aiming to feed the good bacteria living on your skin. I won't go into detail on ceramides just yet. There will be a dedicated video on them in the future. For now, I will just tell you that while the data on them isn't as good as it is on retinoids and sunscreen, we can at least say that they surely do no harm and might offer skin benefits, and the same goes for prebiotics, which already have their dedicated video here. The product itself has the texture of a light lotion, maybe not perfect for the dropper bottle it is packaged in, feels very soothing on the skin and has a nutty, earthy scent. I really enjoy using it as I feel it smooths and calms my skin and can be used with every other product you decide to pair it with. Oily skins might even be able to use it instead of the moisturizer as last step, saving you a layer in the heat. I have a video on the effect of peptides in skincare in general here, as I won't be able to go into too much detail, but in short there are different types that claim to do different things, and as the data on them is still limited, I get that many people don't want to spend a lot of money on them, which is why the Balea Beauty Expert Day Cream with 3% peptide solution and 1% ectoine sounds interesting. You don't need a high concentration of peptides, so 3% isn't bad, and ectoine is a humectant created through fermentation that seems to be getting more popular lately. I haven't seen it around much, so I don't have an opinion on it at the moment. The peptides used in this cream are acetyl dipeptide 1, apparently soothing, acetyl hexapeptide 8, also known as argireline or Botox in a jar. Just to be clear here, nothing you put on your skin will ever have the same effect as something you inject, but that is what it is known for. And palmitoyl tripeptide 38, a peptide from the matrixyl family that, according to the manufacturer, stimulates the production of different components of the skin matrix like different forms of collagen. In addition, there's glycerin as humectant, panthenol for soothing, and squalane as moisturizer. While the ingredient list sounds nice, the cream itself is just okay. It is a little heavy for my combination skin to wear during the day in the summer months, so I would probably use it at night, but at the same time it doesn't feel very hydrating, so I don't think it would be enough for those that have dry skin. While it is easy to spread, it tends to leave a film that has a tendency to ball off when you use a generous amount, so if you decide to get it, use a thin layer. I saved the worst for last, because the Balea Beauty Expert Night Cream with 0.3% retinol and 2% bakuchiol really annoys me, mainly because of the name and what I perceive as misleading marketing. If you look closely, the 0.3% retinol has an asterisk, and if you read the fine print, it will tell you that by 0.3% retinol, they actually mean retinyl palmitate, a retinol ester that needs one conversion step to be transformed into retinol, which then again needs 2 more conversion steps to be transformed into retinoic acid. Now, it might be that the concentration of retinyl palmitate used here is indeed equivalent to 0.3% retinol when you calculate it, but most data I have seen shows little to no effect of retinyl palmitate when applied topically whatsoever, no matter the concentration, and I find it incredibly misleading to write 0.3% retinol in the name when it doesn't in fact contain any retinol. The 2% bakuchiol is a nice touch, as this seems to be an effective concentration. I do, however, prefer true retinoids over bakuchiol, so that didn't win me over either. The rest of the formula is pretty simple, with glycerin as main humectant and sunflower seed oil as emollient, but I found the cream overall a tad too rich for my skin, and just like the day cream, with a tendency to ball up when used generously. I wouldn't repurchase, mainly because of the name, and I wouldn't recommend it if you're looking for a retinoid cream, but if you are on the right side and want to use bakuchiol either instead or in support of your retinoids, this might be a nice option. My final thoughts. As it is with most skincare lines, I love some and am not a fan of others, but overall the line is a really nice one for those in Germany that want to shop local and affordable. It isn't a line to build a complete routine with if you're looking for stronger actives, but great as supporting acts around maybe a prescription retinoid or a strong exfoliant. I personally will consider repurchasing the cleanser and the serum, in my opinion the best picks from the line, and would caution you to try the other products first to see if you like their texture, as especially the moisturizers are what I consider must-haves. If there is anything you'd like to add, please do so in the comments below. I will link to more videos you might find interesting on the screen and add links to my Instagram, blog and Patreon account in the description box. See you soon. Bye!